The Trump administration has once again shown that they do not care about the safety of pregnant people. Uh, on Tuesday, the administration rescinded some Biden era guidance clarifying that hospitals in states with abortion bans cannot turn away pregnant patients who are in the midst of a medical emergency. Now, the guidance deals with the Federal Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, also known as EMTALA, which requires hospitals to stabilize patients facing medical emergencies. So basically, if you are pregnant and you have an emergency related to that pregnancy, hospitals will no longer be required to treat you. Wow, that's pro-life. Very pro-life of you guys. Now, red states like Idaho and Texas had sued over the EMTALA guidance, claiming that the Biden administration interpreted the act incorrectly. Meaning that if you're in have an emergency with pregnancy, that you can get an emergency abortion, which again, in some cases, is exactly what you need to solve the emergency. But in its letter rescinding the guidance, the Trump administration claims, you're going to love this, that CMS will continue to enforce this, which protects all individuals who present to a hospital for emergency department seeking examination or treatment, including for identified emergency medical conditions that place the health of a pregnant woman and her unborn child in serious jeopardy. Nothing to do, they say nothing about abortion there, of course. Which again, this is what the Biden administration's EMTALA clarification meant to protect. So yes, you will be protected if you need an emergency abortion to save your life. Trump, his statement, the administration's statement says nothing about being able to provide emergency abortions. So then, get this. The statement also says CMS will work to rectify any perceived legal confusion and instability created by the former administration's actions. Oh, of course. Yes, blame Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault. You're blaming the Biden administration for a problem that you caused? I mean, after all, this was put into place, needed after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Okay, when Roe fell, the state's abortion bans, some of them were passed in like the early 1900s, were back into place. And so they were massively outdated. Now, as a result of these bans, by the way, which were written by people who had no idea what they were talking about, pregnant people were not able to get the treatment that they needed, which included emergency abortions. And we have stories, horror stories. Dozens of women have come forward saying that, yes, we were denied medical treatment because of the abortion bans. We nearly died. 5 women did. 5 women died as a result of this. And it's because the laws were muddy. They were not clear. Doctors didn't want to put their careers in danger or get sent to prison for violating these unclear, rules, these bans. And this is all a direct result of Donald Trump's picks for the Supreme Court. He said, I'm going to pick a Supreme Court that's going to get rid of Roe. It's going to end abortion. And he did that. And then they did that. They got rid of Roe. Biden's order was actually put into place to try to protect pregnant people in what way they could, okay? And now that's gone. Dr. Jamila Perritt, an OBGYN and president of the Physicians for Reproductive Health, said in a statement after this action sends a clear message. The lives and health of pregnant people are not worth protecting. Complying with this law can mean the difference between life and death for pregnant people, forcing providers like me to choose between caring for someone in their time of need and turning my back on them to comply with cruel and dangerous laws. Exactly. Now, here's the thing. Last year, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a case involving Idaho's abortion ban, which at the time only allowed abortions in cases where a woman's life was at risk. Now, that's, of course, is not very clear. Most state abortion bans do permit abortions when a patient's health is in danger. That's a lower standard that could make it easier for doctors to intervene with those emergency abortions. Okay? Now, Idaho's standards, the Biden administration instead had blocked doctors from providing abortions in some emergencies and violated EMTALA's requirement that hospitals must stabilize patients. Okay, now, the Supreme Court actually punted on that issue, of course, by ruling 6-3 on procedural grounds that the case had been improvidently granted, indicating that they should have never taken it up in the first place. This court had a chance to bring clarity and certainty to this tragic situation, and we have squandered it, wrote Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson at the time. And for as long as we refuse to declare what the law requires, pregnant patients in Idaho, Texas, and elsewhere will be paying the price. Absolutely. Look, and they wonder, by the way, the right does, why people ain't having babies. Yes, what? Why aren't people having babies in this country anymore? Well, for one, it's these laws. Okay. I mean, secondly, it's economic conditions, of course. Impending climate disaster, all that stuff. Look, here's the thing. You can have complications from pregnancy where you literally bleed to death on the operating table. No fault of your own, obviously. Okay, these complications can happen to anyone. Now, before they killed Roe, a doctor would be able to save your life by giving you an emergency abortion, and that would be protected. But now, can't do that anymore. Not only will the fetus likely die, because in a lot of these situations where the mother's health is, life is in danger, that fetus will not survive anyway. So, but not only will the fetus die from these complications, but now, thanks to Republicans, maybe you will too. And we're the pro-life party. Give me a freaking break. They've never been pro-life. All they are is pro-natalist, pro-having babies, forcing women to have babies, and that's really it. And obviously, the more white babies for them, the better. Who dies more often in childbirth? Minorities. That's right. Who dies more as a result of medical issues? Black people. Medical racism, definitely a thing in this country. Absolutely. And so, of course, none of this should surprise you. None of this surprises me, that this administration would continue to double down on cruel guidance and actually take away what little protections there are for pregnant people. All to push their natalist, neonatalist, or whatever you want to call it, pro-white baby, Christo-fascist agenda. Sick. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.